Hello guys, this is DJST and welcome to my review of The Last Kingdom Series 2. Yeah, so it finished on Thursday, so I'm going to review it now for your entertainment, I suppose. So this new season starts off with Uhtred having to find his sister after she's taken. In the first series, which I thought they probably should have done in the first series, but I don't know whether it's because it's based on books. I don't know whether these books actually showed this happening in the second book, something like that. I don't know. But it's his job. It's Uhtred's job to go and find his sister now, and also there's a lot of things about this season that shows a bit of him becoming the ruler of a kingdom, which doesn't happen. The other characters, I think, that were from the first season, such as I can't get her name. Blyder, I think it is. She isn't. Her and her sort of I would say characters that she's associated with are in this series less this time around. So yeah, so everything looks great in this series. Again, I talked about this in the first series review. Everything looks really good. You know, it's where everything's well designed. The sets are huge. You know, and there's a lot of sets because this is like 8 hours of sets built. I think that in the beginning of the series, when I watched it, I think the first 2 episodes, I would say, there's this new king guy, and he gets on my nerves. I don't see what his point is being there at all. He doesn't make I don't know whether he just can't act or that's his face. I just can't kind of tell about that. Which is really, really weird, but he seems to disappear unresolved in a bit. Like, I think there's the moment when he's come back from being a slave and there's that battle saving his sister, and Uhtred jumps over a table and, talks about killing him, and he would take the consequences. I will kill you and take every consequence, I think is what he said. But, he just stabbed him. I don't think he killed him. So what happened to him? I don't know, and we'll probably find out in season 3. Let's think of another topic to talk about. I think that series 2 as a whole is a lot better than series 1. I think series 1 had a lot of politics, or the politics side of it, and the second series has a lot more fighting. There's a lot more fighting in the second series. Some highlights, I suppose, of the series is that Uhtred becomes a slave for some of it. He gets betrayed, becomes a slave. Saving his daughter is quite a good scene. The ending when he's battling through this Dane camp, trying to get the king's daughter out of this Dane camp, and he's battling through with all of these people and things like that. And I think that they are the kind of the good battle scenes. I not quite sure about towards the end of the series. There's this kind of forced romance that they put in there between Eric and the Alfred's daughter. They kind of put that in there, and it is stupid as hell. It's pretty pointless, to be honest. I don't see its relevance. I suppose it's a good way to, get rid of characters and things like that. But is it really that important? I just felt like, right, this is happening, I'm going to have to deal with it. There is a character who, I can't remember his name, and I won't even try to pronounce it. His character is just a big knob. The entire episode, the entire series that he's in there, he's just this kind of bad guy that has this, comic book bad guy that stands there on his horse. He's really thin, he's really not that menacing to Uhtred at all. Uhtred's this big bloke with muscles and everything, and this is this little guy. It's like, really, does that need... He is a big point of that series, but is he really that needed? He's a bit comic book villain, and he, I'm not quite sure what his place was. Because there's so many characters, nobody really gets enough screen time and plot development as their characters, to be honest. Because of, Uhtred does, but nobody else really gets the thing that they need. Who remembers any of the characters' names that aren't Uhtred, Alfred? You kind of running low on character names that you can actually remember, because they don't really get enough screen time. Okay, let's talk a bit about the battles then. So I would call it the bit when he saves his daughter, no, not his sister Tora. Got it. That does involve a very good battle. I really like his hair in that battle. I don't know why, but I like the grittiness of his new sort of style. I think he looked a bit too much like a proper, he looked too proper. He's meant to be a warrior, and he's just a bit... He definitely needed the new hair work, I think. But anyway, that battle is just that's a good battle. There's it's a big sort of place, and there's this the sword work as well. It's a pretty gritty, and obviously it's quite violent as well. So there's people kind of getting burnt and stabbed and that kind of stuff, quite a lot. There's like, is there a beheading in this episode, in this series? There's one moment I think that I thought was pretty nasty, when they were like cutting the heads off people so that they could stick them on spikes. Not stick them on spikes, something like that. They could send them to someone as a warning, which that was a serious plot point. Ow. So yeah, these battles, so they're very well done. They look great. They're filmed well. There's a little bit of shaky cam, admittedly, but there's a little bit of... I'll demonstrate. So there's a lot of this kind of thing during a battle. Occasionally you get a few of them, but most of the time it does look and go quite well. And then there's the final battle, and I love this final battle the most, because you get all the Danes in the pub, I suppose, and they all have to come out of there. So then they get, because the place is on fire, and you put your pants around, and this entire place is on fire, and the fire slowly develops over this fight, and it begins to take down the buildings. And when Eric dies, I think that's the moment when everybody kind of goes, "Whoa, this place is actually burning right down." And it's happening. They need to get out of this building quickly. So, and I liked the sacrifice of the guy with the beard, the mustache, and he's bald and he's very tall. I can't remember his name. Doesn't say a lot, but he comes in and he gets injured. So because of that, he just fights off. He just fights them off. He fights all of them off, and dies doing it. The ending, which I really wasn't expecting, because they get this kind of idea of there's so much of this sort of stuff that's going on over the course of the series, that there's this separate battle that doesn't really get enough screen time, and there's two armies lining up against each other, and they also battle. So, it's like coming out from a battle to go into another one. Yeah, it's very, very, very violent. Obviously, some of it is quite slow. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been JJ Studios. Goodbye.